singing. When we're waiting, we'll be singing. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I'll get knocked down, but I get up again.
Yeah. Nice, buddy. Very nice. Steve Parisi Jr. Jim, what do you think about that, huh?
That was amazing. That actually comes courtesy of Steve Parisi Jr., who's only 15 years old, wrote and gave us that cool intro today. And his dad is in recovery, and he just wanted to say thanks and being his dad's friend. So we just want a big step out to that. Big shout out. Hey, Trashers, guess what? You've waited 109 episodes for this. Welcome to episode 110. It is Metal versus Medical Recovery Smackdown. Sunday. We representing Clearly Well podcast from the Belle of the South. We have Elizabeth McKeon, the Hammer, and from My Fight Our War, Music and Mayhem and the Wolfpack, Manny the Motor City Madman Vitali. This is a non-disqualification match. This will be a clean podcast. There'll be no spitting, biting, pulling of hair, or hitting below the belt. So this is going to be an awesome time. And now to our main moderator, Timmy the Powder Puff Snyder.
I don't appreciate that at all. I'm the Powder Puff. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's me. It's Tim. It's episode 110, and we have a fun show lined up for you. It's playoff time, right? And everybody's dug in. The players, the fans, everybody's nuts. You know, they're passionate about their sport and ultimately their team, their friends. You know, the people they identify with. You know, and I thought. We need to have that kind of same passion, that same vigor when it comes to, you know, spreading the word. You know, I just had another friend pass away, and was it necessary? I mean, no, it never is. So, you know, it's pissing me off a little bit, and you know, it's we need to start taking it seriously. And I think if we do that, we'll, you know, we can turn the tide a little bit here. But yeah, this is we're getting started. We're gonna pump you up a little bit and get moving here, and I think we'll have a fun show. Jim, say something because I'm lost. Help me.
Let's get ready to tumble.
Things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. Yeah. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs.
Let's go.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
Right. Go. Right? Wayne.
mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
All right. There's our graveyard. We're done.
Talking fast, hit on your uniform!
There we go. A little something. Something for your kids at home. Yeah. There's your lunch. Through the glass. All right, so I don't know if I got my point across. Let's get nuts, right? Or not? Or we'll just. All right. I mean, whatever. You guys do whatever you want to do. I'm personally, I'm gonna recover out loud because I want somebody to hear it, and I want somebody not to overdose and die in their car, as just happened, and it doesn't need to happen. So here we are. Where's our team? Jim Lai. Hi, how are you, buddy?
Hey, doing good. Like you were saying, yeah, I'm nuts. But for every nut, there's a bolt, right?
Ooh, yes,
Yeah. So like everybody's recovery looks different, and whatever works. Like I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'll just tell you what worked for me. But yeah, good to be here. Looking forward to our two guests coming out of the corner, coming off the top belt. It's going to be hair flying, and look out. Woo!
Oh, it's going to be crazy. You cannot pull hair unless you're Elizabeth. Then you can pull hair.
Exactly.
So, she's allowed. Then we have Will Douglas. Hi, Will Doug.
Doogie.
What's up,
How are
buddy? We're good. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Got my truck back, so
Yeehaw.
been playing catch up.
Yay! No mustard though. Just
Yeah,
ketchup?
don't relish about that too much.
Yay! Fun laughing stuff. Yeah. What's going on with you? What's
Just
we're
been
having
playing
trouble
catch up from work. That's about it. Wearing myself out. So, but it's a good thing. I'm not complaining. It's a good problem.
What does Will playing catch up from work mean?
Mowing a bunch of yards and doing work and just
There's no
everything that I had to
actual. There's no
everything I had to
catch-up
put
at all?
off.
All right, Lynn. Hi, welcome to the program.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
OG.
What? Hi, and Dan Gibson. I don't know you, but hi everyone. How you
Hi,
doing?
Dan. How you doing?
So anyway,
how you doing?
there's Will. So we're gonna we are looking at these playoffs. You know, it's exciting. You know, it's the Stanley Cup Finals, right? And it's either the Oilers and the Stars or the Panthers and the Hurricanes. Those are the four teams left for the Stanley Cup. Florida's got a 3-0 lead in their series, and Edmonton just took a 2-1 lead in their series. So we're all kind of keeping an eye on the playoffs because it's distraction from life sucking and the fact that we're addicts and we do stupid shit. We can do this and not be addicts and do stupid shit. And here we are watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Hurricanes and the Panthers. That was a good game.
He gets it. It rolls on him.
Just I don't know, man. It's
It
just
lays flat on the stick blade.
it's 3-0 already in the series. I thought Carolina would have done something different,
This
but
is Aaron Ekblad.
I don't know. Anyway,
And look
we
at the
got
screen in front. I don't
another
think
person to
Anderson
meet
ever
here.
sees it as more.
One more,
Puck ahead.
and that would
Bennett was
be.
looking for it, kept away from him.
Tyson, hi, honey. How are you?
I'm
What's
fine.
What's up with you?
Well, my truck got fixed today too.
Yeehaw!
Yeah,
go.
so it's almost
Hey.
3 weeks of catching a ride with my coworker, which is a blast because she's in the program and she's a nut. And we work together, so good time, you know.
Very
On
nice.
Friday, I got to have lunch with a fellow Facebook sober person. He was in town, so we had lunch, and it was awesome to meet him. I love meeting my sober brothers and sisters that I've met on Facebook or Instagram. And I miss my dog.
No,
I really do. My heart hurts. I miss him.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
It's going to be a process, but he's where he's supposed to be. So, that's
Yeah.
good.
Well, that's good. I mean, listen, he was lucky to have you. That's for sure. So
I was
he's,
lucky to have him. When I was trying to get sober, I had a moment of clarity, and it was, who's going to take care of my dogs if I kill myself,
Yeah.
And I knew I had to be there for them,
Right. Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm grateful I got him.
that's I bet you are. So anyway, we got upcoming guests. It looks like this. Next Sunday, Amy S. The following Sunday,
Amy.
Carol W. Yeah. I don't know her. I don't know any of these
I do.
people. This is my team doing the thing. Carol W. Who's that? Who claims her?
Me out of
Jim.
out of Winterpeg.
That's me. All right. Robin B.
That's me. He's from Wisconsin.
Oh, I thought that was a
Wisconsin. He's a cheesehead.
He's a cheesy.
female.
I got
Okay.
it rated.
Yeah,
It's right into that camera.
That's a
And
good
then
thing.
you can see Robin B. 116, Adam A. on the 17 or 117, and Simon Cross is excited. That's right around one of his screen dates. He's gonna be. He's excited to come on for that
Simon
show.
says.
Yeah, for sure. Simon says so. So yeah, let's see what's happening. We have two guests in the house. It's have we ever done this like a tag team?
Never.
We haven't, have we? No.
No.
That's very exciting because we're going to bring our guests in very soon here. What we also are going to do is we're going to read our early reflections now before we do that.
Alrighty.
And Jim, you have something to do with that, right?
I believe I do. Okay.
All right,
Make sure
go
you're
ahead.
sitting on that seat, kids. Today's daily reflection for May 25th: progressive gratitude. Gratitude should go forward rather than backward. And that's from As Bill Sees It, page 29. I am very grateful for that my higher power has given me a second chance to live a worthwhile life. Through Alcoholics Anonymous, I have been restored to sanity. The promises are being fulfilled in my life. I am grateful to be free from the slavery of alcohol. I am grateful for peace of mind and the opportunity to grow. But my gratitude should go forward rather than backward. I cannot stay sober on yesterday's meeting or past 12-step calls. I need to put my gratitude into action today. Our co-founder said, without action, my gratitude is just a pleasant emotion. I need to put it into action by working step 12, by carrying the message, and to practice these principles in all my affairs. I am grateful for the chance to carry the message today.
There you
There
go.
you go, kids. Discuss.
All right. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I
what
did
did
think
it
so.
say? Gratitude. Absolutely.
The
Great
gratitude,
job, Jim.
the attitude of gratitude.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. Yeah, what does this mean to you? Will?
Well,
Yeah, what about you? Big
Well, my
shot.
gratitude. Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You.
you're talking
I
to
said
me.
Yes,
my
I'm
gratitude. I mean,
I'm
like
talking to you.
I am very grateful, but I try to. The best way I can do it is like say if I'm it includes when I'm working. Like I'll do extra stuff for people without them asking. Something that people would normally charge for. I'm grateful to have the work. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm grateful to Do a little extra.
There you go. Something I don't know why it's in my head, but I keep thinking about, and you said it a couple weeks ago, being grateful for the hard things. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, "Oh shit, this sucks. It's hard." Well, like maybe it's hard for a reason. Maybe
It's a lesson.
it's a lesson. And I know you're like all about lessons. You know what I mean? Like you are all about lessons. Like when I
Yes,
think
sir.
about Will Douglas, I think about lessons. You know what I mean? That dude knows what a lesson is, and yeah,
And I've learned them all the hard way.
and that's I guess that's why. So thank you very much. Very scary. My youngest daughter is turning 18 on Wednesday, and I'm terrified. But she's a good girl. Her name is Grace, and that's her when she's little. The other one's my older daughter. She doesn't. She likes it when I cut her out of things like that. That's my youngest. I crossed out the annoying one. Like you can see, there's me and the girls. It's the one on the right. It's Gracie on the right there. That's middle school. That's with braces on, and then she's got her braces off. So yeah. So on Wednesday it will be her birthday. She'll be 18 years old. That's my little girl Gracie, and I love her so much, and very grateful to have her. So just wanted to say that. Yeah, there it is. It's me on the guitar too, by the way. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. So that's it. My little girl, Grace. I have another I have another daughter who's 21 years old, and she kind of keeps an eye on this one. You know, they're cute together, but man, I mean, you get them going, it's World War III, whatever it is, whatever you drop in the middle of those two, something's gonna get broken. So, so that's it. So I'm coming in here, and I'm bringing on two people that are very smart, and I just want to say, would you look at that?
And if you tell that to the cops,
Look at that.
they're not going to give
Look
you
at
any
this.
consideration.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Oh, you look at that.
Look at it.
I figured I'd annoy the shit out of the show there. So we are going to. Where am I at here? Did I miss something? Have I missed something, Jim? I feel like I've done
Carry
everything.
on. Just
All right. Very good. Yeah. So we have Elizabeth and Manny. We're gonna bring them on right now. We're gonna bring them on together, and then everybody's gonna behave. And we're gonna be calm as we have our friends on here. Hi, Liz.
What's
Hi,
up?
Manny.
Hello
How are
there,
we,
guys.
everyone?
Hello from Detroit.
how you doing?
So,
Welcome.
Manny
Hey
is from
guys.
Detroit, and
Hi.
Elizabeth is from down my neck of the woods. So we'll start with Elizabeth. Why would you come back to a ridiculous show like this?
Well, oh my gosh. I think we're all sitting in the same space for maybe different reasons, but similar reasons at the same time. And I think every person here stands for the same. I think in politics versus everything across the board, whether it be grants, waste, fraud, and abuse, whatever you see out there, we want to continue the fight to make sure that people have access to Narcan, medication-assisted treatment, mental health, and also making sure that mental health and the substance use disorder space comes together in one space, and teach that model. But I just love every person in this room. I've looked the people up that I don't know personally. And Kaisa, great to see you. We've just talked in the past via text or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure to have you.
Welcome.
And Manny, can't wait to meet you.
Oh boy.
They're not going to fight. Everybody needs to
No.
relax. They just make jokes. We don't
We
get
got
it.
fight on the same team.
Yeah, right. That's the point, and that's Manny, my fight, our war.
Oh, we're
and,
gonna fight. Okay.
You know, and
My money's on Elizabeth.
Yeah, exactly. The money I don't have is on Elizabeth. What I'm seeing here tonight
I'm taking a
us.
picture of this. Sorry, I'm being cheesy. I have to put that on my Clearly Well social media because it says we're fighting.
So that's what it is. It's Manny's show name is Fight or War. You know, it's what we're all here to do, and that was my point of the show. I'm not sure I got any of that out like in a cognitive way that was you know good for anybody in this world. But what I think is good is that we're here and we all have the same motive. We all have the same reason. We have different motives, and you know, Elizabeth is going to be coming on a little more, so we can have a little clinical spice to things. And Manny's Manny. You know, everybody knows Manny. So yeah,
I'm late to the party, so I'm gonna get to know Manny.
yeah, he's cool. He's all right.
Well, I just heard you know that I could get a chance to pick a fight and with addiction. I'm all in for that shit. So
All right, let's go.
There we go.
So I heard that there's a fight and it's against addiction. I said Detroit's in the house. Here, my fight.
Nice. I like it.
We'll join in with any of you guys. You know that.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go, right? So that's us. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to fight addiction together. And look, what a beautiful team I'm looking at right there. This is at the top of the game. I've been doing this for a year and a half, and this is where we're at. And I got an expert on addiction. I got an expert on addiction. I got an expert on addiction, and addictions. We're all like experts in our own way. Elizabeth has letters after her name. Other than that, like we all know each other.
Let's face it. The folks with lived experience and the people in long-term recovery are really the letters. That's the letters. That I don't care, you know, how many letters I have after my name. The people that I work with and the people that I support and including the people in my family and the people in my family that are dead and the friends that I have that are passed. That's their true work. And all I'm trying to do is just make sure that moving forward that we have processes in place that help people get sustainable ways to do things. Because let's face it, guys, a $2,200 injection a month is not sustainable for folks in recovery, for folks coming out of the judicial system. We're super fucked when it comes. Sorry, language.
Okay.
You're good.
I can't believe it was you.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No.
Sorry.
That was mine.
Oops. Anyway, it's true. Like, right? Like, how is anybody going to afford that, even with the insurance and the copay, to do those injectables, right? So I don't know. We have a problem, you know. Let's talk about it. That's why we're here.
Exactly. You know, it's in the injectables. What are we talking there? Like the
So there's injectable buprenorphine and there's injectable naltrexone. And and they're monthly name branded. Sorry about that. They're name branded. I can't say the name branded, but they are around anywhere from $1,400 to $2,300 roughly a month. So the average person needing that injectable, you know, that's just not sustainable. And I'm working with grant dollars right now. But my concern is when the grant is over, what happens to that person, right? And if you try to put them onto the oral form, you know, your brain, your memory clicks in and you're going to be like, oh, I don't have to take that medicine. I can actually use. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a sustainable way to approach it. So I would like to see Congress, or, you know, I would like to lobby to get insurance to cover those injectables for at least a year at an affordable cost for someone to get like that recovery period past them. Because I think we know that we know that right at a year. I have a personal family member that used right before her year chip. There's triggering times for chips, right? So I just feel like we're as a country, we're doing things wrong with medication, and that's a big topic that I just brought up right off the cuff. Sorry.
Well, I mean, that's part of why we're trying to bring you into the mix here, is because, these solutions, they're not solutions for everybody. Not everybody has what's out there that's needed, and not a lot of people have access or qualify for, drugs that help them stay clean, like the Sublocade shot or whatever it is.
Right.
It's these things are are they only available to the upper class? Is that what it is, or is like, because there's a whole class of people that need that.
I think you're right. I had so I work with the judicial system, and we know that's a system that has failures, and that I don't know where that comes from or how that happens, but with my personal work, I had been working inside the detention center with a female, and of course she gets let out homeless. An expired driver's license, no insurance. Her insurance was expired, and she shows up on our step. And of course, we got her a hotel, we got clothing and food, and we did all the things we could do. But this is a perfect example of someone who, how do you treat this person? Because she said, if I don't get something quickly, I will go use. I know that I will. She's begging me. Yeah. And so I did the best that I could to get her some oral medications to help her out. And we did get her into like a female shelter, which those are hard to come by the way, I think everywhere. But this is just like a true example of a real time last week thing that happened. And I'm sure all of you know similar examples of that. And it's just sad, was we have a very broken system.
Yep.
And my heart breaks for that, because you're right. It's classified. There are plenty of people that the family could have picked that up. She had no one. Her family was in South Carolina. She's in Georgia. She had no one. And she's on the street.
Yeah. Crazy. I came down here and they just gave me health insurance. I'm like, okay, where did I get this from? And but there was a time I was in New Jersey where it was raining. I was knocking on a rehab's door. They're watching tonight right now, actually. And I was outside that place's door in the rain, knocking, saying, I need help. Let me in. They would not let me in. Right. So like, I'm like, what are these rehabs for? What are these? How do we get them? Like, because I got myself so disconnected that I socially put myself down on a level where I wasn't even insurable. Right, I had no insurance. I had nothing, and I desperately needed help, and they turned me away. And I think about that moment, and I think like, how can you turn somebody away when I'm begging for help finally? They want to help you so bad. All these methods like medication assisted treatment and all that, and and when you're there knocking on the door, they're not answering, and that was a scary thing for me. So like, there's ways to go about it, but like, what do you have to do to ensure that you can get what you need and you're plugged in the right way in a recovery first headspace?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we have like the most broken system when it comes to that process. And I mean, I look at trying to put peer support into every emergency department across the United States, if not globally, to help not only with recidivism to the ER, but to stop with them getting 1013 Baker acted, involuntary committed, whatever you call it in your state. These folks come in there for help, and they might make a statement of, I'm on my last leg, or, I feel like I might harm myself. And the next thing you know, they have been committed, and then they wait in an emergency department. That not only does that harm the quality measures of any type of hospital, that's just not the place for them to have to go, right?
Yeah.
But our EMS, our fire, our police, they want to help. They're learning. They need more education. I learn more and more every day about how our EMS and police and fire departments don't know about xylazine. And I am trying to put out so much education on the xylazine, because it is killing people, and Narcan will not revive it. And we're just missing pieces here, there, and yonder, and this is all coming from out of the country. I'm not going to name countries, but I think we know where it's coming from. It's infiltrating the system.
China.
And
So I was going to ask you, like, when you say like we're helping people with that, like, is it are these easy to find, or is it something that like you really need a plan in place for something like this? Interventionist.
Can you like go back and elaborate which part? I'm sorry.
Hold on one second. I got let me see here. Well, Chuck Nip was here but I don't know where he went. Just say hi to Chuck. So yeah, so
Okay.
we're doing our thing. We're I mean, do you at what point do these outreaches, these things, do they find you? Like you said, they go to the emergency room. At what point are you like eligible?
So were you speaking back to where I said I would like to have peer support folks into the emergency department specifically?
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of an up and coming thing that has happened, that you can bill for that. Those are folks in long-term recovery. They have become a certified peer support specialist, and they work in the recovery sector. That's across the globe. And they look like, some people call them life point specialists. It just depends on where you live. But in Georgia, they are sort of certified peer support specialists. They are given jobs. They make a pretty decent salary, and they work to help people in accountability, to stay sober, give programs, work a system to and give them access to second chance employers. What a lot of people don't know is that there is a Medicaid billing code associated with that job, and the hospitals and clinics can get reimbursed for them, which then makes it billable. So you know what that means for the big guys. That means they can now receive Medicaid reimbursement while all the while helping their quality measures in their emergency department.
Gotcha.
And also in detention centers, same. They can bill from there as well.
Interesting. All right. All right. So the other guy we brought in here. So Manny Vitale, what's going on? Where are you?
Okay, so already, Manny, I didn't get that kind of intro, so I'm already about 10 to 20 points underneath winning this talk. So let's
He's
go.
gonna come off the top belt, Benny. Look
The
out.
only thing we keep track of is Kaisa's yawns. We don't really keep score of anything else. But yeah, okay. But yeah, so Manny, hi buddy, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Great, man. I love you guys. Any chance I get to come on your show, I'm in. And I definitely want to give a huge shout out to Tim, that not only that intro that you just saw, but the My Fight Our War intro was done by yours truly, Tim Snyder.
Hey, it's
And
me.
it was just an incredible. I mean, I made a call, a text, and within minutes, literally within minutes, he's like, "I got you," and it
Of
was
course.
done. So Tim, thank you so much, man.
Ah, dude, that's
And
my job.
and Elizabeth, you know what? You know they got this thing rigged because one of us has a face for TV, one has a face for radio, and I think you know which one I have a face for. So Elizabeth is already up another point. So
Aw.
There you go. Well, I mean, I put it on the thing, Beauty versus the Beast or something like that. I don't know what exactly it was. Yeah, I guess I
Love the
took that part
graphics.
out. Yeah, we're just animals.
Whatever, Tim.
I mean, it is what it is. That's me standing there for Memorial Day, like it's so ridiculous. The graphic stuff we do here, it's
Hey,
absolutely
love
ridiculous.
it.
Well, we
Hey,
try
it
to
gets
keep
your
it.
attention.
We try to, we try to just look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
And if you
Look at-
tell that
look
to
at
the
that.
Look at
cops,
that.
We're gonna be be incorporating that into the show over the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be ridiculous. So yeah, that's it. So Manny he's from Detroit. That's in Michigan, and he is Manny. How many podcasts do you have right now at current? Feels like you have a lot.
Well, we've got My Fighter War, which is the ultimate. That's the one I started
Yep.
2 years ago. And that was the whole point of this amazing journey, which I never expected. I never expected to have one. And now we got My Fighter War and the amazing family that is part of this. It's my life. And then that just started to snowball and it just grew and the attention started to come in. And I ended up doing a show with Skylar Ray, and it went amazing. We hit it off like that. And I said, I got an idea, Music and Mayhem. And it just took off. And we've been doing that now. And I've been following a guy for over a year, Thomas Guffey Vestergaard, the sensitive biker from Denmark, is unbelievable. He's all over the place. He's incredible.
Denmark?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about going. I didn't think anyone knew me in Detroit, except for
Yeah, exactly.
people that I've got to know in one way or another. And Thomas ended up being a guest on a friend of mine's show, Bill Stacks, chatting with Stacks, who is in Connecticut, which I go to every 6 weeks. We fly out there to a studio out there, and I'm talking with Stacks, and I see Thomas on the show, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, man!" So I reach out. And me and Thomas connect, and I go, "Love to have you on the show." And so he calls. He says, "Well, I'm from Denmark." He goes, "But I'm currently in Thailand." And I mean, they're flying to do it all over the place to get interviews. I mean, that's how in demand he is. So we're talking, and again, me and him with his past as a biker, the 1% clubs, what I did. Besides me going from Detroit police to the highwaymen, literally from a lawman to an outlaw.
Wow.
And the stories, it was just like I'd start it, he'd finish it. He'd start it, I'd finish it. And I said, that's, you know what? So I didn't even care. The next day, I reached out to him, not only as a guest on the show, but I go, let's work together. And he goes, I've been following you. And I didn't even know. And he goes, my brother's keeper, a biker's podcast. Let's do it. And our first episode, we're going to kick it off tomorrow. And so, yeah, I mean, it's insane. It's insane, and I'll do whatever it takes. I'll jump on as many shows as I have to. I'll pick as many fights as I can to get this war. I mean, it's my fight, our war. And I love it. All you guys, I appreciate you so much for this platform, this opportunity. And Elizabeth, thank you, and all you guys.
Really, I mean, it's the pleasures all over on our side because we're all doing the same thing. It's like doesn't you need a graphic done? Okay, that's fine. If it's for the cause, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll do it, and that's what I do, and that's what I've done, and that's what's helped my sobriety personally. Just by owning it and being like, yep, I'm gonna show up when I say I'm gonna show up. you know,
and you
and
do, you do, Tim. And you know what, Tim? You're just, I listen to everything. It's like a sponge, man. From the life as a cop and as a highwayman, man. When you said that about you banging on that door, and not getting in, or the people making that phone call and it just rings, or they get hung up on for whatever reason, man, the first freaking question that you should be asked isn't, what insurance do you have?
right.
The first question should be, are you safe? Are you okay right
Yep.
now at this moment? Where are you? And then we'll go from there. And that shit just pisses me off when you hear, oh, okay, well, you're in danger. Yeah. Oh, but what kind of insurance do you have?
Yeah. Yep. It was amazing that whole experience getting into because I was in rehab prior to that. I had insurance. I just it all came naturally. It came free basically. I didn't realize, but then I put myself into a spot where I didn't have any insurance. I didn't have anything, and when I needed help and I'm knocking on the door, they're like, nah, you should have knocked on the door a month and a half ago. We'd have helped you then. And it took me like from the moment I knocked on that door to bouncing around, for another 3-4 weeks and detoxes and stuff. It took me 3 weeks to get state insurance covered and everything is covered. I'm like, oh my God, I have insurance now. They're like, yep, you can go to rehab. I go to rehab. I'm like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Like not many people survive those 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And if what we've helped people do is circumvent some of that guesswork, right, Elizabeth? Like it to get the help. How close are you to get it when you're in that emergency room and you need that help and you're like I was a signature away and then all of a sudden I got this help I need out of nowhere. 3 weeks later, it took me 3 weeks to go from zero to covered. In the I guess the welfare world, you'd say, for people that don't have anything. And then I worked with somebody, a friend, and we took that 3 weeks and made it about 4 days, and he was able to get help within 4 days, and that's kind of the model I've been following. Do this, do this, do this, and then that's we don't tell people exactly what to do. That's a tricky thing in this world, but I sure as hell share what I've done, and I think the rest of the team does too. What's worked for us is important because, it's not it doesn't. There's no one size fits all. We say it all the time. So we have 6 people here. One is a clinical person. One is a scary biker gentleman guy who's good on the podcast. One is an alcoholic who is 5 years clean and sober. That's Kaisa. An alcoholic that is 3 years clean and sober, Jim. Will and me are alcoholic and addicts, and we're coming up on 2 years clean. So that's who we all are, and and Jim does that, and you just kind of, in my opinion, you just
Oh, look at that.
you got to look at it.
Okay, you just got to look at it.
Look at
Yeah, that's going to be a problem going forward. And so, congratulations, Ronnie. That's it. Yep, Ronnie's doing great. We're happy to have
Hey,
him.
Ronnie.
Yes, he did. 19 months today. We're
Oh, he
doing.
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
We're going to be doing.
Hey, Tim, I heard you say something about Danny Gibson, and Danny's. I hate saying one of my guys. He's one of our guys, but Danny and his wife Katie are. You talk about amazing people. The way I met him is he is a big fan of Skylar Ray's and Kayla's, and Skylar and Kayla were doing a show somewhere. I can't remember the details, but they were somewhere doing a show in some state. They were leaving the event and ended up having car trouble and broke down. They were safe. They were in a safe area, town, and they decided instead of bitching and crying about it, they went live and they said, you know what, it is what it is. So we're going to share this moment, and we're okay and all that. Danny and Katie were watching, and they said, you know what, we're going to help you. And they drove 9 hours to help Skylar and Kayla one way. Drove them to get them, like there was either a part or whatever they needed. drove 9 hours just
Wow.
like that
Wow.
to help someone in need. You know, here you got someone knocking on the door. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't open it. You've got someone, oh, you don't have the right insurance. Here, you reach out to an addict, someone in recovery. I'm going to drive 9 hours. And that's who Danny Gibson is and his
Yep.
wife, Katie.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
Wow.
love you, brother.
And and
Right.
we're lucky in recovery because it does it kind of brings us all together. You know what I mean? Like the six of us are six totally different people, totally different worlds, and we're all the same. We're nobody's better than anybody else. I was a bad choice away from being dead several times. We all were, and you know it's just here we all are on a show. With people watching. There's people in a rehab right now. They're all sitting around a TV and they're all watching. They're talking with each other and they're seeing that recovery can be fun and can be worth it. And you know, we had a guy last week say that that he was grateful for us because he showed us a side of we showed him a side of recovery that that looked appetizing to him. Until then, he didn't see anything that looked interesting, not good. But he ran into us, and we're just talking on a podcast, and that's awesome. So this talking in the rehabs and all that's been great. So we're so we have there's six of us here. Manny sees the outreach stuff. He's involved with it. Elizabeth is the outreach stuff. She the program she does. It's just unbelievable. You know, just Liz, tell us like what it is that like us as a team, maybe us just sitting here. What should we be doing as far as prepare? I mean, like you know, you get your Narcan, all that stuff, but like, I mean, things need to change, and I can hear it in your voice. Like you're at a point where you know I know you see it's a problem, and there's always this fine line between the system's working okay for people, and then you don't qualify because you don't meet these criteria. I mean, what should we be doing as talking trash as people?
I think it's so hard for me to prioritize because I just came back from a big reverse site visit from the government, and I had a doctor speaking on everything about fentanyl, right? And he said, "Oh, heroin has made a comeback." And I was kind of like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess that's good." But what's going on, right? And I mean, because is it good? You know, I think as a clinician, I would say like that's better than. So I think about risk reduction. But then I got the microphone and I said, "What are you guys seeing with xylazine?" He didn't know what I was talking about, and he's the specialist. I was kind of like, and I'm not going to say who he is or where he comes from or anything like that, but I stood up in that moment and said, "We have xylazine infiltrating everything in the pollution of the drug stream. And do you not know that that is tamping down their respirations? And we have a problem." And he said, "I'm sorry, does anybody else know what she's talking about?" And so everyone in the room started weighing in. And I was thankful. I was thankful that folks in recovery, because we had a lot of peer support specialists in the room, people in long-term recovery, that stood up and said, "Do you know about Kensington? Do you know about this?" People were standing up and talking, and it really made an impact. I felt very proud to be the person that brought it up. And for that doctor to be so warm and welcome to have knowledge. He said, "I can't believe I don't know this. Can you guys email me?" He gave his cell phone number, his email. Like there's a reason that people don't know about it, that are on a higher level. And that's scary. And I'm going to say it out loud. It's scary when our doctors, EMS, police, they don't know about xylazine.
Well, just so everybody knows, xylazine is an animal tranquilizer they're dumping fentanyl, the heroin, the whatever it is now, and it's literally you can't Narcan xylazine, you can Narcan fentanyl or an opiate, but you can't. This is a whole nother thing that's not working. So Narcan's not working. So they're putting. And if I'm a parent right now and I'm thinking like xylazine, fentanyl, who's spiking what with what? Like it's confusing. And first it was fentanyl. Oh, now it was fentanyl. Okay. Oh, the pills are pressed. Okay. Oh, now there's something else in the fentanyl. Now what? Now, like if I was just a regular parent, like I would be like, holy shit, what are we looking for now? Because like. And the xylazine is a very real thing, and I can attest to it. I looked for it. Believe it or not, you look for the worst heroin and the worst xylazine, and that's what you go get and hope you don't die. So, like, people are looking for that.
So, can I tell you why they're looking for it?
Please.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking for it for a couple of reasons. The reason that people look for a xylazine infiltrated fentanyl or other use product is because there's less needle usage because the drug is elongated. They are high longer. So that means they have less needle usage and the high is better. They're high longer. And so that's good. But remember that with xylazine, the opioid is attaching to the skin, the opioid receptor on the skin, and it tamps down the respiratory system. So that's why the Narcan doesn't work. And so what we're teaching in rescue is breathe, 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 intubate. Stop popping them like 9 and 10 times with Narcan. That we're trying to teach that. Stop that. And so we've just got to get better education out to EMS, emergency departments, and then the xylazine wounds, and we'll do it on another podcast, as I'll show you what those wounds look like and how to treat them.
Now, is that the crocodile thing, or is that different? These are the skin wounds you're talking about?
So the skin wounds that are actually associated with the xylazine wounds, they look like spider bites. And they're very like flesh eating type wounds, and they can actually take out a whole section of a limb. So I have really good pictorials of that, and we can do that.
Cool.
We'll definitely do that on another podcast.
Yeah, we need to look into a lot of that because I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of like parents who have a 15-year-old kid who wants to rewrite our intro or whatever. I try to put my feet in those shoes, and I'm like, all right, it's hard to keep up with it being an addict in recovery who's involved with it. A podcast, like I got all this. I'm in recovery. I'm around it, but like I'm having trouble keeping up with what's what now too, because like
the trends, right? What's the trend?
What's the trend? What are these kids doing? What are they? What now they're getting high from the gas station. Now THC's legal. Like what is going on? And kratom, all that stuff. So exactly. So like that's. I try to. We have a lot of people who watch the show who aren't addicts, who are family members, and they're like, they don't know what to do, and like I'm not using anymore, so I can't tell them what it's like to go get kratom and then gas station stuff. But like I can certainly tell you what it's like to be an addict, and you don't want to let that beast out because like. I have to guard my recovery every day, right? And every time I walk into a gas station, I have to guard it. But I wear it on my sleeve because I want people to know that I am in recovery, and it's hard. It's an everyday thing, and a lot of it's it is mental health. But we have to, everything's changing, and to keep up with what drug is being spiked into what is frustrating to both parent, user, family member, everybody. Nobody knows what's what, and it's hard. Elizabeth,
hey Tim, I got something for you here.
Here it is.
My admin OG is a RN, and Elizabeth, everything that you were just saying. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, that's it.
Everything
Jeez.
you've been saying. My admin is RN. She worked and ran ORs in the areas where when I was working as a cop in Detroit, she ran the ORs and the ERs. So everything you're saying, Elizabeth, as far as this stuff, she's just sitting there breaking it down for me and showing me exactly what you're saying. So
Nice.
OG has never
I
had
love
an
that.
issue with drugs or with anything. Like Tim was just saying, she can't tell anybody anything as an experience as an addict.
Right.
I can. But her as a nurse can break down everything that you just said in layman's terms for people. So it's such a win-win for us.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's so good. Thanks, Manny.
Oh,
So
no, thank you.
between Manny and Elizabeth, you guys have such an outrage. Well, all three of us do. Oh, we all do. We all have an
All
outrage.
of us. All of us.
And we have a common goal, you know, and like, would we know each other or listen to each other probably not. It's just life. It's just how it is. We're all different. But here we are. We all have this same thing going on. We're all just trying to get the message out because we've been burnt. We felt the pain. It sucks. And there's a, you know, you don't really have to. You know, there's a ways around this thing. So, so Liz, what are you doing primarily now, as far as like where you're at with like your daily, I don't know, recovery job thing go?
So that's crazy, Tim. But so primarily, what I do right now is I am an executive director of a recovery community organization called Unite Raven. We are located in Raven County, Georgia. A recovery community organization. I am not a person in long-term recovery, by the way. I just always say that.
She's
But
one of the good ones, though. She's one of the
but
good non-ones.
but I have a lot of family that are, and with that said, I'm helping direct that organization. With that said, I work inside the detention centers across the state to put peers inside detention centers to help kind of offset. There's just a broken system there. People check into jail.
Yeah.
They don't get any type of mental health assessment or find out what medications they're on or what substances they're using, so that they might go into withdrawal and die.
Mhm.
And so I am teaching a detention officer alcohol and opioid withdrawal scale to officers to help folks not die from withdrawal inside detention centers. And I'm hoping to take this like global. That's like a big thing of mine. I know that's a huge goal, but I have been able to get that kind of going in Georgia. I was actually a presenter at Washington, D.C. in March for the reverse site visit for Medicare and Medicaid to teach that model. And I have badge cards. I wish I had one to show y'all. I'll have it next time. That go on the officers' badges, so that they can look down at it and score that that score out for alcohol and opioid withdrawal, to know what they see when they see it and help deaths not happen. I'm doing that. I'm trying to teach peer support inside emergency rooms. I'm trying to do just more education in general across the globe. The podcast, I just do a whole bunch of stuff with the podcast. I just did Slash from Velvet Revolver on Short Sash. Gave a shout out to him. Fall to Pieces. Everybody loves that song. It's a trigger for some, not a trigger for me. But just the podcast is people bringing mental health and recovery together, and that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm learning more and more about how to bring mental health and addiction into one space.
Well, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's been a heavy month. A lot going on, really.
Yeah.
So I'll share clearly now, because I experienced it and I like it. I enjoyed it. The past, I don't know, since May 1st, I've been doing the ketamine therapy. I've gone 4 times now, and I have 2 more sessions left.
Oh
And
my gosh, that's amazing.
it is it is the craziest shit I have ever experienced. It is. It's. I'm so glad I'm doing it. We'll get into it later, but I didn't. I wasn't even going to talk about it if it didn't do anything, or if it had like if it was something that wouldn't be good for addicts or whatever. It's nothing like that. It was fantastic. It was
It
just
was
such
on my topic for today, and I didn't even talk about it. I was going to.
I can't
Oh my
have that.
gosh! Next time, guys, Kaisa, I want to hear what you think.
So yeah, I announce it at the hour mark of the episode. All right, see everybody. Have a good
Oh,
one. I'm
right.
out of here now. My team doesn't. I just listen. I tread lightly with all this stuff, and it's been unbelievable. It's like I don't know. It's like taking I don't know mushrooms and meeting God. I don't know. It's like that whole thing. Like it's not like it's not like it's not sedative. It's not it's not sedative. It's like it's crazy. It's everybody should do it. I'm gonna get my dad to do it.
Wow.
It's an amazing thing. You're all beautiful people. You're all wonderful. Everybody is great. Everybody, I love every one of you. You all do such a great job. And it's nice to be able to close your eyes for about 45 minutes and be like, I'm not an asshole. Thanks. You're right. And that's
No, you're still an asshole.
well, and like
Thank you, Manny. You beat me to it.
yeah. Well, I'm not at least I'm not the kind of asshole you say I am, but I am an
Okay.
asshole.
But
Yes.
that's why we all get along, man. Just like when I named this our family, just like Elizabeth was saying, and you were saying, it's about all of us and different things. That's why with us, it's my fight, our war. It's my fight might be liquor. Your might be heroin. Yours is meth. Yours is this. It's your fight, but it's our war.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, man. So what you're doing, Tim's awesome, brother.
So I'm just trying different things, Manny, and I'm early in recovery. Well, I'm coming up on 2 years, but like I'm at a point where I'm still depressed. I'm still struggling with things, and I'm open with that on this show. I don't hide anything. What my flaws are basically the show, and it's okay with me. I'm trying to change. I want to change. So this show holds me accountable, but I'm also I want to be private about how I handle the show and anonymity and all that. So like, I wasn't just going to announce that, hey, I'm going to go get whatever ketamine today. I waited till I actually experienced it front to back, and I can say green light. You got the Tim Snyder green light. That doesn't mean much because that will get you killed a few times. But you have, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't get high. I wasn't anything like that. So it's we'll talk more about it as we go forward. But yeah, Timmy did something crazy, and now he's just, that's what Tim does. I like to spice things up. So all right, let's go around the horn. Well, I guess what are we gonna do? I guess we'll just do the Will's readout here. Let's see. What is it called? What is your thing called, Will?
Oh,
Just for today.
Just
Oh yeah.
Just for the dizzle of a schnizzle.
My nizzle.
Oh yeah. I
Nizzle.
get it.
Let's look at it.
All right.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. You guys wanna look right at it? I mean, we
All right,
look at it.
fine.
I'm gonna look at it.
Look at it.
Hold on. All right. Let me get it. I have it. Daily reflections.
No, just for today.
Oh, I
You did the
know. That's
reflection.
what I said. That's what I said. I just said that.
Dizzle your
That's
nizzle.
right. Yeah, dizzle my
You
nizzle.
hizzle.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you
Oh,
you
yeah.
need me
Just for
this.
today.
That's right.
Good
All
and bad
right.
feelings.
Yep.
A lot
There you
happens
are.
in one day, both negative and positive. If we do not take time to appreciate both, perhaps we will miss something that will help us grow. Most of us seem to unconsciously judge what happens in our lives each day as good or bad, success or failure. We tend to feel happy about the good and angry, frustrated, or guilty about the bad. Good and bad feelings, though, often have a little to do with what's truly good or bad for us. We may learn more from our failures than our success, especially if failure has come from taking a risk. Attaching value judgment to our emotional reactions ties us to our old ways of thinking. We can change the way we think about the incidents of everyday life, viewing them as opportunities for growth, not as good or bad. We can search for lessons rather than assigning value. Lessons. When we do
Yes.
this, we learn something from each day. Our daily 10th step is an excellent tool for evaluating the day's event and learning from both success and failure. Just for today, I am offered an opportunity to apply the principles of recovery so that I will learn and grow. When I learn from life's events, I succeed.
Well,
Amen.
isn't that is right up your alley, huh?
Yes,
Kid?
sir.
That's
right
a gooder.
All right. We left with Kaisa had 2 yawns. That was it. I'm impressed. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Ooh.
Kaisa. Thank you for 2 yawns.
and
Thanks, Elizabeth.
our 2 friends,
Manny.
Manny and
Manny.
Elizabeth. Thanks for coming on, guys. We love you. And we'll just keep fighting the good fight together.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do.
Keep
All right,
coming
everyone.
back.
Worse if you work it.
I get knocked